survey, fingers gripping what he wrote, clung on tightly like parentheses. And for each correctly used apostrophe, I could feel my heart sink inside my chest in front of me. So maybe the lining of a winter's coat mightn't be the best place to hide a summer secret. You said every photo that you took that festival got lost in your camera in an insurance scam, and no wonder exposed. I can see from the quality his K-Records t-shirt you're holding his hand, and I know he took you to the beach. I could tell from how you bite on your cheek every time the sand falls from your insole. And when our eyes meet, all I can read is you're the B-side. I said it's not what you like, it's what you like as a person. Well, I need new hobbies, it's one thing for certain. It's not what you like, it's what you like as a person. Well, I need new hobbies, it's one thing for certain.
Hello. We're back. Taking the eye. What's happening really quick? Hey. I think I gotta still change my titles and such. Hey. Okay, I'm a mess. Thank you, Cal, for the raid. Welcome, 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 everyone coming in. I am Yuzi. I was hopping in and out on Cal's stream. I will be unmuting here in a second to tell y'all. I gotta get all my shit figured out really quick. Good thing my stream stuff is... Thank you for the follow, Cal! Oh shit, is it? Ah! Ah, ah, ah. Turning it down. Cool if I didn't fix my going live notif. Okay. Okay. Should be good. I'm unmuting now, guys. Hi! I'm back.
Hello. Welcome back. I just wanted to say that we were probably gonna play Ace Attorney.
Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, we should probably get out of the stream room then, actually.
Yeah. Alright.
Okay. Eden, are you? Oh no, there goes Eden. I'm by myself. Let me hop out of this VC then. I guess I can... let me change my title again. We are still on the grind. Because what else can we do? Hold on, updating something. Okay, there we go. There we go. Why is this fucking zombie piglin down here? I'm going to turn up my music a bit then, because I turned it down. Wait, How is it on my OBS compared to me? Turn myself up. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna quickly mute my microphone and move it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Just fixing my setup really quick. So yeah, this is what we're working on right now. I decided I want to use the bulbous shells that I was using over at the cafe here. Because I think Cece pointed it out to me that it looks a lot like water. So yeah. Also, if you were here last stream, I don't have space in my inventory to actually show it off. I will show it off here once I get this cleaned up. I think this last layer, yes it is, cool. I had pizza today for dinner, that was pretty nice. I got, fuck, what did I order? I got, fuck, what did I order for food? I got, stuffed crust pizza, like cheese stuffed crust. Oh, so good. I also, like, I got it and I like called my parents and my dad was like, "What are you eating?" And I'm like, I just held up the other slice of pizza that was on my plate. My mom thought it was, I had just made some Tostino's party, like a party pizza pack. No, I spent the money and got good pizza. I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm gonna piss off a bunch of piglins near me. I'm surprised they're not actually falling down into the pit to kill me. Oh, yep, there they go. There's still another one up there that's probably gonna fall down to kill me in a second. Yeah, I wanted to see how this would look instead of just regular glass. Also, sorry for, like, I know I mentioned earlier this week that I was gonna stream on Tuesday. Sorry for not doing that. I ran out Tuesday. What the fuck was I doing? Because I left my apartment for some reason Tuesday. What was I doing? Fuck, I can't remember what I was doing. Also, the background's gonna be a little scuffed for a bit. Like, I don't have chat set up. I was working on that, and then I noticed my pizza was ready to be picked up, and I just kind of forgot to finish that. So that should be fixed by Saturday. So we'll see how that. I hope that will. Fuck. We hope that'll turn out good when I get it set up. I'm also gonna get the latest follower thing figured out, because it's getting there. It's not quite there, though. But hey, for the fact I did this whole entire back like the whole entire background for my stream, I did that today in like an hour. Actually, not even an hour. I think it took me like 30 minutes to do this whole background. I'm pretty proud of myself for making like a really nice looking background. And I mean, like, it definitely works a lot better than how it was before, because the way I was running this before was scuffed. It was not good. Because, like, it was fucking up my starting soon and everything. Okay, this doesn't have the same effect as the glass. It's got a bit of that effect, but not the same. That's kind of sad, because I was kind of hoping it had like the same effect as glass. Though it does feel more like water than the other one did. There we go. Okay, so that's done. What else do we feel up to doing today? Because there's always more shit to be done. Because I'm constantly doing shit on here. Trying to adjust. Me being annoyingly organized at all times. I forgot I wanted to make a lava waterfall to chuck shit in. Yeah, I was also working on some stuff in here. Let me go show you guys. You can kind of see it on the minimap. I don't have enough glass to finish it. But yeah, I started working on my end themed room. So like right now I can just jump across. I think it'll look really cool, and like I've got, it actually looks like an island just kind of floating. Ooh, I got the hiccups. What the fuck? Okay, why the fuck I just got the hiccups? I don't know. That kind of sucks. Let me get these put away. So I went back looking at like old VODs of mine, discovered that like I lost I think 2 or 3 Artoria VODs on accident. I lost a couple of them. I'm still not entirely sure how many I lost. I think I lost my first 3. Like the first day and like the first couple days after that. Oh shit, I'm not even in the right skin. Oh fuck. Hold on. I forgot I was in my normal skin. Hold on. I'll be right back. Just so I can switch my skin really quick. Okay. I didn't even realize my sleeve was blue and not red until I opened my bag. That was big brain of me. What's you to pay for bringing her here? And chased by a baby before? Couldn't wish you had never been born. Wish you had bought her a gun. It's a gun that there's a hole in your face. So, stream Saturday. I think Saturday I might stream Franbo. I think that'll be fun. Do a fun horror game stream on Saturday. At least until I freak the fuck out and decide we're switching back to Minecraft because I will cry. No, I should be fine. I've played Fanbow before. It's been a long time, but I've played it. I think like when I downloaded it, it said like the last time I played was like 2017. I'm not entirely sure. It's definitely been a while though. So if you're wondering why I have Flint and Steel, I got tired of picking up yeah. I'm kind of running out of things to do. I guess we could go like adventure. Let me grab some I think if I'm gonna adventure, I also need to grab more food. Because I definitely don't have food on me right now. Hi, Wolf! Welcome, welcome in! How are you today? My ear's itching, what the fuck? Okay. Grab some netherrack. I think that should be enough food. Anything else I want to grab before I leave? I'm pretty good. I've just kind of been hanging out today. I put up some Valentine's Day decor out on my so our front door has like a little window next to it, and I decided I wanted to decorate. So I put like little Valentine's Day window clings on the window. I'm very tempted to go back to Walmart and get more window clings for our main window because I have no impulse control. We continue to play the game of why am I allowed to be an adult, because I have absolutely no impulse control, and every day it becomes more and more apparent that I should not be allowed access to my own money. I also went to Walmart at like 10 o'clock last night, which is the weirdest but also like best experience I've ever had. Like, going to Walmart after like 8 o'clock is so much fun. Because there's no one there. You just walk in and it's dead, and it's so nice. Because have you ever been to a Walmart at literally any time of the day? It's hell. It's actual hell. Yeah, I'm just like, I went to Walmart Tuesday. Not Tuesday. Fuck. What day did I go grocery shopping? I went to Walmart Monday. And oh my god, I fucking spent that whole fucking time in Walmart dodging people while trying to find my groceries. I don't think I actually, like, it took me forever just to get my groceries because it was so hard getting through the throngs of people. It was so bad. I also, realized Walmart just sucks. Like, I was trying to find notebooks for my classes because I start classes on Tuesday, and I was trying to find some notebooks so I can take my notes and shit, because I don't take notes digitally, I take them all on paper. Oh my fucking god, there was nothing for notebooks. Like, I was looking for an hour for notebooks. And I could not find notebooks. I eventually have settled. I have settled on. I found some like folders with like the little metal tabby things. I found those folders with the metal tabbies. I bought a 10-pack of those, and I put my, because I had extra like loose leaf paper from freshman year in my desk. And I took the fucking loose leaf paper and I just shoved it in there. And I called it a day. Those are gonna be my notebooks for the next 2 semesters. Is loose leaf paper shoved into a fucking folder. And of course, like, went to Walmart last night with a group of friends, and they're like, why didn't you just go to Target? And I'm like, I just wanted to get back to my apartment, okay? Like, I was tired of being out. You go to Walmart in the middle of the day, you just don't want to go anywhere else. Ooh, there's a lot of gold down here. If you're wondering why I want so much gold, I don't... Is it in here? I got a beacon, finally. So I really want gold to make a full-powered beacon. Because if I can put, like, haste around the pit... You know how nice that'd be for just mining in general around there? Yeah, I do binders, but I've always been so rough on them. I tore apart my binders in middle school and high school, and elementary school even. Like, it was to the point I had to duct tape my binders together because the fronts were coming off. So, let's hope these folders hold up. I have a feeling I'm gonna be like catching my hands on them a lot, because I've got folders like the ones, and they get worn down pretty quickly and like start breaking. So it's just the hope I don't like hurt myself too much with them on accident, because like I would. But we'll go down here. Also, just the thought that like semester starts next week is really getting me. Because like, I have like, I've been in college for 3 years now, and after this semester, I will have 1 semester left before I graduate. Like, I am that close to graduation. Like, being done with, technically done with schooling. Like, that's not counting the fact that every day it seems more and more likely everyone's gonna push me to get my fucking master's degree, which, oh god. I don't even want to think about what that entails. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. I mean, even if I, like, even if I wasn't, like, where I'm at grade-wise, I'd still be graduating next spring. I'm graduating a semester early from where I should be. Because technically I should graduate next spring if I followed, like, a traditional 4-year. Which my friends tried to convince me I could. Because we were talking about minors and having, like, minors on our degrees, because most of my friends have minors. I don't. Like, a minor. I don't. And, yeah, my friends were like, oh yeah, you could go like another semester and like split all the stuff between like these two, like your last 2 semesters for a minor. And I was like, yeah, but do I want to put in that kind of effort for something that just probably won't be of use to me? That's kind of what was happening last night when I was hanging out with my friends. But yeah, I actually got to hang out with people IRL yesterday. That was fun. Because we finally... I don't know if I've mentioned the ill-fated game nights on stream before, but my friends and I have been trying to plan a game night, more specifically me. I've been trying to plan a game night since the beginning of the semester, really. And see, that wouldn't have been too bad, except for the fact most of my friends are RAs, and if you don't know what an RA is a residential assistant, so they are essentially students who have just like a slight bit more power kind of deal. They like report to like faculty if like something's going on. Take care of issues like that you just don't need faculty for right away. But yeah, most of my friends are RAs, and finding a time where all of us are free, because we're all in like our last couple semesters. Like one of my friends graduates this spring. But it's trying to like figure that out. And it just took so long to finally figure it out, like a day. And we still didn't have everyone show up yesterday. That was the funny thing was like, there's like 8 people in the group chat we had going. And 3 other people besides me showed up. And like, 2 of them were out of town. One was on call for work. And the other one just no one could get a hold of him. It was freaking funny. But yeah, we had fun with that. And yeah, now I'm just chilling on stream. We played a couple of card games, which was fucking hilarious because we played like drinking sort of games. At least one of the games we played was more of like a drinking game. But it was so funny because I kept drawing cards of like going like, oh yeah, what was like your last hookup, or like shit like that. And all of my friends know by this point that I'm asexual. And no, I'm just really not into that kind of shit. And they're all just like, why do you keep getting the cards asking about like that stuff when you don't? I'm like, I don't know. I just have the shittest luck when it comes to drawing cards. So that whole fucking time we were playing this game, I'm just like, oh yeah, I can't answer this or I can't keep this card because it doesn't apply to me. And it was like this for the whole hour we played this fucking card game. Where I just kept going, oh yeah, I can't answer this. This doesn't work for me. Just for an hour. It's like a whole hour. Bum 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 bum. So yeah. Otherwise, didn't do much. I'm still trying to remember what the fuck I was doing Tuesday, because, like, it's related to why I didn't stream Tuesday. Because I left campus for something. Why did I leave campus Tuesday? What was I doing? Oh great, where did he disappear to? That Enderman just fucking disappeared. But... Oh, I didn't leave campus. I was on campus. I went to get my textbooks Tuesday. And I went out, like I was heading out to my car and I was taking out my trash because I had a bunch of cards that don't apply to me. Note. We weren't actually drinking. I don't remember who all is legal drinking age. I know I am. No, it just meant I couldn't actually keep the cards. And I personally don't drink. That's also a thing. And my friends know that. Because one of my friends was like, oh yeah, I was gonna bring alcohol, but I didn't think that was, like, I didn't think this was gonna be that kind of get together. And I know you don't like it, like drinking. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I also don't want that on my head. Also the fact, wait, I just thought about that. All the friends that were at that get-together last night, except for one. At least two of my friends that were at that get-together last night are RAs. And the one who was like, oh yeah, I was gonna bring stuff is an RA. And I was like, okay. I mean, I guess you can't get in trouble if you're the one bringing it? I don't know here. No, we weren't drinking. It just meant I didn't get a lot of cards because I couldn't actually, like, a lot of cards didn't apply to me. Which is, like, fine. It's like, I had plenty of fun without having to, like, without having, like, all those cards apply to me. Like, having done this stuff to make them apply to me. It's just kind of funny, because I know that like, my friends, and like, these cards apply more to y'all than they apply to me. But I'm the one who keeps drawing the cards. It was just weird. I mean, it was fucking hilarious, because it'd just be a random card like, oh yeah, haha, this doesn't apply, but haha. No, the funniest one was, I think I drew a card that was like, this person is very artistic, and it went straight to me. Like, there was no, like, trying to figure out who, like, was the best fit. It just went straight to me. Like, they didn't even fight on that. Like, it was the card I drew, but all my friends were like, you know, that's more you. Like, that is literally just you. I was like, guys. So, like, later on we played a game. I bought for the... So, last night was the first successful game night. Because the last time we tried to do game night, it was No. It's either mid-November or end of October. But, oops. But the first game night failed miserably. I think it might have been end of October. Pardon me, I got hiccups again. Yeah, the first game I just failed miserably. No one showed up to it, and I ended up sitting in my car hugging an axolotl plushie for about an hour. But yeah. But we played a game I bought for that game night, and it was so much fun because it was kind of a so the game's called Do You Know Me? And it was so fucking funny because half the time we're kind of guessing. Ooh, hey, look, a hoglin. We're kind of guessing if, like, something is, like, true or not. Or, like, if a person has done this specific thing. Yeah, it was... Oh, why am I lagging? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it was kind of funny. Because I was just like, well... I hang out with y'all maybe like once every other month. Well, that's a lie. At least one person who was there, at least last semester, I'd have lunch with every like couple days. Kind of depended on like schedules lining up. Or if like they were busy or something. Am I where I think I am? Holy fucking shit, I think I am. Oh. Yep, I am. I am by the fucking portal. What the hell? How did I end up circling around? Also, I still don't know where this came from. Cece and I actually came over here the other day and we're like looking at this place. We don't know where this came from because it just fucking appeared one day. Gold. And like that whole area just fucking appeared and we don't know where it came from. And I really want to know where it came from, in all honesty. Watch me fail out parkour for like 10 times. Typically I can do head hitters. I'm just being absolute shit. Apparently Cece comes over here to just like chuck themselves off of this fucking path. Which is like kind of funny. Okay, let me grab this gold because gold. I don't know how much gold makes like 2 stacks and 36. Also, yeah, I covered this in glass, which is why I ran out of glass in the pit. Because I didn't want that exposed. I guess I'll wander off from one of the branches farther down. Yeah. Also, in terms of like everything I was tasked to do by Nadia, I have 5 pages on Notes Over the Mist, i.e. that purple shit I got wrapped in glass. Yeah, I have 5 pages of notes because I harassed Cece for for anything I could use. For my notes. I'm the right one. On my touch tone telephone. Cooking mushroom. Out of my inventory. Out of my inventory. Must find more gold. I said I'm on that grind, I was not joking. I'm not done. I'm the expert. I'm the one who was right all along. Better to be laughed at than wrong. I'm an expert in my field. Ufology. It's all real. Okay, this song, I love Lemon Demon. Love the music. This song, every time I get to this section, I'm like, but it's not. Because it said ancient aliens, yeah, it's all real. It's not! Oh my god, okay. So, background information as to why that specific section of this song fucking pisses me off. I'm an anthropology major. And those of you who don't know what that is the study of humans. And their cultures. So, like, if I was specifically cultural anthropology, that's more specifically of culture. However, I am an archaeology I'm an archaeology focus, so I focus on the study of the human past through material remains. And I don't know how many of you know what Ancient Aliens is. If you're familiar with, like, History Channel, Ancient Aliens is a show on the History Channel that says that it's trying to, like, prove how ancient civilizations made, like, specific things. So, like, the pyramids, or the Olmec heads, or shit like that. Issue with ancient big fucking issue with Ancient Aliens. It is very, very rooted in racism. Like, the whole entire, like, idea of Ancient Aliens. Because a lot of the time with Ancient Aliens, they will blame, or they will, like, not blame, but they will say, like, oh yeah, this civilization, like Egyptians and the pyramids, is specifically attributed, like, it can be attributed to either an alien civilization deciding that, oh, I'm going to teach these humans how to build a perfect pyramid because they aren't smart enough to build it on their own, or, like, shit like that. And it's not just Egyptians, it's Latin American culture, like, ancient cultures. I know, like, they'll do that with, like, the Nazca lines. They've done it with a lot, like, the Mississippi cultures, like the creation of, like, mounds in the Mississippi area, all the way up. It's like the mounds, like, span from, like, Mississippi to, like, New York, if I remember right. But oh my god, it just pisses me off, like, every time I hear, like, Ancient Aliens, yeah, it's all true, because it's not. Ancient Aliens is so deeply rooted in like racism, and Von Daniken, the guy who's like very big and like pushing the Ancient Aliens narrative, has been doing this since like, God, I think since like the 60s or something. And it's fucking asinine because there's no actual basis for what they're claiming is their truth. There's no... The evidence they claim they have, and I wish I had my camera on because you can see... Because I am, like, finger quoting and everything. Like, their evidence is so shit because it's not actual, like, evidence. It's literally just them saying, oh, this vaguely resembles what I think this might be. It must mean that this culture was interacted with aliens instead of actually, you know, having the genuine human fucking initiative and knowledge to build, like, because they're like, oh, all these cultures can't have built similar shit while being in different areas. Yeah, you can. You can develop, like, cultures can develop very easily in different areas than one another. Yeah, they really do. Aliens or lost civilizations like Atlantis, which Atlantis has no archaeological evidence as to if it exists or not. Like, Atlantis is just a fucking... Atlantis is a literal, I think, if I remember right, Atlantis is like an allegory to Greece. Written by Plato. Ages upon ages ago, and people are like, oh, Atlantis must be a real place. It's not. There's no... Beyond Plato writing about it, there is no actual, like, evidence for Atlantis existing. Because even though, like, we don't know a lot of what's in the ocean, we can map the Earth's crust pretty damn well without, like, being able to, like, go down into the ocean. Because, here's the thing. If Atlantis had actually existed, like, a lost continent had existed, because it's not just, people don't just claim Atlantis, they claim, like, a multitude of other places. Like, a multitude of different lost civilization, lost culture sort of things. Or, mainly more lost civilization. Cultures can very easily be lost, because, because of things like colonialism and just in general shit gets destroyed. It's like how there's only, God, I think it's like, God, I'm trying to remember from last semester because I know so much knowledge about different classes. I think it's only 5% of Roman literature survived to this day. Like, we have 5% of, like, everything that was written in Rome. So it's so easy for cultures to be lost to time that we still discover new cultures to this day. But they'll attribute ancient civilizations to having been guided by a lost continent of people not ever, like, really giving, like, full thought into any of it. Because if there was a lost continent, we'd be able to find it. Like, I'm not even joking. If a lost continent was an actual thing, we would know that it exists. Because of how continents function and how they look on a map. Like, I don't know if a lot of continents, they're you can see like the land sloping off of them on a map, and the same thing would happen with a lost continent. You'd still be able to see the land, it'd just be a bit buried by, like, it'd be a bit flooded. You'd still be able to see it. There's no evidence for a lost for like a lost continent. That's not even archaeology, that's like fucking geology sort of shit. Actually, funny story, I took a geology class my freshman year that spring 2020, so the spring we all got fucking sent home. I was taking a geology class. The geology professor on campus, however, is a fucking crack job. Like, oh my god, that woman is crazy. So I'm taking this geology class mainly because my advisor recommended it to me, like recommended me to take a geology course. So I'm like, okay, I'll take this class. I like geology, I like learning about rocks and the earth. Oh my god, this woman. We were maybe a couple weeks into the semester and we were talking about like the Earth's crust and tectonic plates and just kind of like how Earth functions and shit. This woman had the audacity to say that California is floating on the ocean. She said California is floating on the ocean. Now, I will go further into this and explain a bit more. She made this claim and said that it's only California that you could take a underwater submarine and go under California and you could go to like the there'd be like a giant granite fucking wall where Nevada starts. And it's only California, not Oregon or Washington. Only California is floating on the ocean. And that it could break off of the... That class was like I was on drugs. Like, she said that. This is a professor in a college course. I'm spending like $900 a class. And this woman had the audacity to say that. I actually think I lost my shit. It was so bad. Like, I still don't, like, the fact that class was, like, an actual fucking thing I experienced still baffles me. A part of me still wonders how she has her job, because I think her geology classes are still offered. And I know I'm not the only one who's heard her insane fucking theories. Like her insane conspiracy theory bullshit. Because I had a coworker who was telling me about some of the conspiracy theory bullshit she was hearing in her geology class. Like she had heard in the geology class she took. Because I took physical geology. The other course that you could take was historical geology, and I decided not to take that. I liked physical, I like working with... I like being hands-on with my classes, and especially with science. But physical geology was looking more at like rock structures and such. which for me, that's a lot of fun because I like looking at that kind of stuff. But that class, I've never felt more like I was gonna send my head through a wall than I was with that fucking class. Like, that class was awful in every way, shape, or form. I was very happy that class I got sent home. Like, that was the class I took that spring semester. Because I got sent, like, we got sent home at spring break. So I never actually had to come back and take that class. It's been, like, 2 years since I took that class, I can say it. Since I took that semester, I shouldn't have passed that semester, in all honesty. Like, that semester, there was a lot of stuff that I used a lot of Google. There was a lot of Google use that spring. Mainly with the math class, because I have to be hands-on with math. I can't learn math I can't self-teach myself math. But it was, oh god. Yeah, so I had that teacher, and then I had the astronomy professor as well. And the astronomy professor was also a special kind of hell. So I took this astronomy class, and I've taken 2 astronomy classes on where I go to school. With the second one, being because I was bored and, well, I needed science credits. I needed math and science credits, and I don't like math, so I just took science classes. I took a lot of science classes. But I took this astronomy course, which you think would be, like, fine, like, learning about space. My whole theme is space. I know a lot about space. This class was actual fucking hell for me. Well, no, it wasn't that bad. The class itself wasn't bad, it was the professor. This motherfucker. Oh my god, this guy. One of, like, the things that happened, like, very early on in the semester was he kind of was insulting our class. It was like, oh, you go to, like, this school, they accept everyone, you essentially, like, insulting us, because where I go to school, it has, like, a 99% acceptance rate for, like, undergrad. And that's because it's not a big school. It can, like, the school can easily have as many students as we have. Like, have the acceptance rate it has, because it's a small school, it doesn't have to hold up to, like, a specific value, and I just got a Wither Skull Pog. But, yeah, he insulted us because of, like, the fact we decided to go to this school that has a 99% acceptance rate. Someone's already been here, probably me. So there was that whole thing. His assignments were just kind of bullshit. Like, he also just assigned, like, way too much shit for, like, what we were doing in general. It's kind of bullshit. Oh. Hey, we hit the follower goal. Thank you. Oh, thank you for the raid, Ban. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for the raid, Ban. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I'm Yuzi. I use she, they pronouns. I've been talking about my shitty professors in school because I got a little bored, and I thought it was entertaining to talk about. We have now hit 50 followers, so we are closer. I have to, I think... No, I need to get my average viewers to 3, and I need to get my hours back up since I didn't stream for 3 weeks. I'm so close though. We are almost there. We are almost there. We are almost at affiliate. We're almost there though. Hell yeah! Let me I can check really quick if I won't get attacked by skulls. Let me cage. Let me see. Home. Things aren't updating. I'm at 4.4 hours, which if I stream 2 hours tonight should put me to 6 hours, and I need to stream 7 days, which I should be able to do that. I think if I stream a couple more days next week, I should be able to hit the 7 days, because today would mark 3. And then right now it's reading at 2.6 concurrent viewers. So we're almost there. We are getting closer with every fucking day. Actually, you want to know what's funny? I have a friend who just started streaming like in the last couple weeks. I don't know if Cal is still here. But my friend Cal literally just like started streaming like the last few weeks. Already hit affiliate. And I'm just like, holy shit. I know, right? Like, super fucking proud, but at the same time, it's like, what the fuck? Jungle. Okay, hold on. I need to hydrate, because... Hydration time. If you're in chat, don't forget to drink water. Water is always very good. Ah. What is the luck of that one? Just fall down through a 1-block hole. Let's see. I can go back onto the topic of my shitty ass professors if you guys want me to. Because I was talking about the shitty astronomy professor I had my freshman year. Because that class was a trip. Also, my overlay's a little broken. Sorry about that. I was getting it set up and I just did not finish setting it up when I went to go get my pizza. But, yeah, freshman year I took an astronomy class because I like astronomy. This professor, this man was the bane of my existence. Like, it was so bad. Okay. Thank you again for the raid ban. But so I had this astronomy professor my freshman year. This man, this motherfucker. Oh my god. So one of the first things I distinctly remember about his class was him straight up like insulting us for going to like the college we go to because it has a 99% acceptance rate for students like when you apply. So like you're guaranteed to get in if you apply here. And like that's not why I applied. I honestly could have applied to a vast variety of places and made it because I think I ended high school with a 3.8, 3.9 GPA. I was top of my class, essentially. So I really could have gone anywhere. I just chose where I went to because it's a small school. But this man was essentially insulting us for choosing to go to this small, like, school with the, like, with this high acceptance rate. So that was, like, the first incident with this professor, and just not a fun, inciting incident with any professor. Like, it's not the sort of thing that'll endure you to your students. And it did not endure him to anyone in that class. So I was taking that class spring 2020. So halfway through the semester, we got sent home because of COVID. And I would end up finishing this semester. We finished this semester online and everything. And just like how everyone else did. Well, initially he was going to have our final be a multiple choice exam. Like, very easy multiple choice exam. I think about a week before finals, maybe 2 weeks before finals, he decided instead of doing a final exam, he was going to give us a 1,000-page paper to write. Now keep in mind, there's like 30 people in this class. So this man decided he was gonna grade 30,000 word essays instead of grading a fucking final exam, like a multiple choice final exam. Which, to this day, I still don't fucking understand his logic there. Because, like, it would have been so much easier had he just, like, not... had just gone, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give these students a, like, the multiple choice final and leave it at that. No, he gave us this fucking 1,000-word essay. So I write this essay. I don't even remember what I wrote it over. Oh, hello, lag spike. I don't remember exactly what I wrote it over. I think we had to write it over, like, something about stars and how they function. Because it was stars in the solar system. So I think I had to, like, explain, like, dwarf stars and everything. And I wrote this essay. I wrote it all on Google Docs, and I wrote it to 1,000 words exactly. And I decided I was done because I'm a very concise writer. I don't like writing a lot, because then if I write a lot, I get very flowery in my words, and it gets really hard to understand what I'm trying to say. So, like, I was writing in such a way I wouldn't be a fucking nuisance to read my essay in the end. Like, not writing a 3,000-word essay because I kept finding flowerier ways to say star, like a different type of class of star. So yeah, did that, and I turned in the essay. Now I turned it in 2 days before it was due, which, you know, fine dandy. I have it done, I have it turned in, I don't have to worry about it. Now, I had to go back to campus, like mid-time through finals week, because I had to turn in some of my textbooks, because I rented some of my textbooks. And, like, it was all social distance, like, we didn't leave our vehicle. But I went and delivered this fucking, like, dropped off my textbook for the classes I had taken. And on our way out of town, like, heading back to my hometown, because I was with my parents, they were driving, and I was just in the back seat. On our way out, I checked my email and saw, or like I checked the site we use for our grades, and I saw he had graded like the final essay. Now, this final essay had been due 30 minutes before he turned it back in to me. Like, before he gave it back to me with, like, the final grade and everything. So, like, this had not been done for very long. It had been 30 minutes since you had to have the assignment, like, the final turned in by. And I'm like, okay, let's see what I got on this grade. This motherfucker counted me 100 points off. Because on his end, it was showing my word count at, I think it was like 997. Yeah, it would have been 997 words. It's showing the word count of my whole entire essay at 997. And he took 100 points off of my grade for this fucking assignment. For 3 words. Now, keep in mind, I am on the road. I am in the middle of cell hell, like, trying to go back and forth, like, trying to go home. And suddenly, I see this grade fucking tank because he docked me 100 points on this essay. Because I was 3 words under the word count on his screen. My screen was still showing me that I was at 1,000 words. Now, what I figured later was that there was some kind of glitch between Word and between Word and Google Docs, because I was writing in Google Docs, whereas he was grading the assignments in Word. So, from what I figured, there was some kind of glitch between Word and Google Docs that did this and, like, caused this whole thing to start. But he still counted me 1,000 words, 100 points off for being 3 words under. Now, I'm not taking that lying down because that was a bullshit fucking grade. So, the first thing I did, and I'm gonna say this now, this is it was, I think it might have been like 300 or 400 points. It's been like 2 years. It's been almost 3 years since this happened, so I'm not entirely sure of how many points it was. But it was enough to drop me from an A to a B. So it dropped me a letter grade, however much it was. But I wasn't taking that laying down, and this is for any, like, if you're going into college, don't take that kind of shit laying down. Fight that shit, especially if you have the evidence to prove your side is right. Like, don't let a professor fuck you over, and for any fucking reason. Fucking have the goddamn receipts, because it comes in handy to, like, have that shit written down, have it, like, hard copy, because The first thing I fucking did after I got that grade in was I emailed my advisor. And I was like, hey, the fuck do I do here? Because this just dropped me a letter grade and, like, it's showing up as the right word count on my end. Like, it's showing up at the 1,000 words he wants. And my advisor told me to email him, like, be, like, apologetic, saying, like, hey, like, I don't know what happened. It's showing up as this word count on my end. Is it possible? I think she was like, can I, like, told me to ask if I could see the rubric. Because he didn't have the rubric anywhere on, like, our class page. There was no rubric for this assignment on the class page. And to be furthermore, there was never a rubric that existed for this fucking essay. He never gave us, like, he did not have a rubric. At least from what I'm assuming, he didn't actually read what was in my essay. Because if I remember right, he really didn't comment much on my essay. He commented more on the word count than he did on the essay. So, I don't think he actually read the essay. But I followed my advisor's advice, and I emailed the professor, and I was like, hey, I noticed this, it's still showing up as this on my end. Is it possible I can see the rubric? And if possible, could I... Because I'm following what my advisor told me. I was like, so I'm doing exactly what she told me. And I asked, like, can I see the rubric? And, like, to fix this, could I write another paragraph and get, like, half credit on it, blah, blah, blah. He did not show me he did not give me a rubric. The thing he did was change my grade to an A. Like, he gave me the 100 points back. Like, I think it jumped that essay grade from, I think the essay itself, like, he graded it as a C. And I think it jumped that essay from a C to an A. Well, it did jump the essay from a C to an A. So, it jumped me 2 letter grades on that fucking essay. Like, once... Like, when he fixed it. Because the thing was, if he wouldn't do anything, and, like, I could still easily prove that there was no, syllabus... Not syllabus, but, the fucking... rubric. Like, the fact I could prove that there was no rubric given to us, which I think at my university it's a requirement that students have to be given a rubric for their, like, for anything they're given to work on. You have to have a rubric for it. So this man just did not provide us with a rubric to begin with. So it was kind of a, well, fuck. But it was, if he wouldn't do anything, like, he wouldn't give me a rubric, he wouldn't, like, let me fix the grade, I was going to go to his boss. We were at that level of bullshit. Like, I was about ready to email the head of his department and say, hey, yeah, he's not fucking doing his job. He's not giving me a rubric. He's not, like, explaining anything. Thankfully, we didn't get to that point. He never gave me a rubric, but he fixed my, like, he bumped the grade up to an A. I didn't have to do anything. And The thing he told me, like the last thing he told me in the emails I got, and I'd sent this to my advisor, and she was like, he sounds like a dick. I sent it to my advisor. The last thing he told me, like, that I ever heard from him, because I never took a class with this man ever again after that. I'm not dealing with that bullshit again. But he told me minimums are important. Like, it's important to hit the minimum word count on an assignment. Which, like, yeah, I get it. But, like, how can it be blamed on me that there was some kind of glitch in my fucking system that didn't actually show my proper word count? That showed that I had the 1,000 words that you were asking for. And the fact that you don't even have a rubric to say how much you're going to count off if I don't have the 1,000 words. And keep in mind, he never actually specified, like when he gave us the assignment, he never actually specified if, like, that I needed to have that specific word count. Like, we had to have that word count. He was like, the minimum word count is 1,000. But he never put, like, any pressure on the fact it had to be 1,000. Like, you had to have 1,000 words minimum, or else you'd get, like, counted off. Like, he never told us that. I have to go find the screenshots, because I took screenshots of the fucking class page. So I can, like, actually, like, really show, like, what was going on. But I just was not a good professor. And yeah, he gave me that A because he knew that if I went to his boss, he'd have no leg to stand on. Like, I'd fucking take him for all he had. And he's not the first professor I've... Actually, no. He is the one and only professor I've actually done that for. I got really close with a different professor this year, though. So, I mentioned earlier in the stream, I am an anthropology major, mainly focusing in archaeology, but one of the classes I have to take with my anthro degree, like, I have to take this to graduate. I got another other school, hell yeah. But I have to take, well, I had to take, because I took it last semester, and so I finished the class. But I had to take a class called Methods of Social Research, which the whole premise of the class is creating, like, a research project and essentially going through, like, the steps you would undergo to create a research project in, like, the real world. Like, to create a research project and, like, get the, like, participants for it and yada yada yada. And it's a group project class. So I had to work with a group of 3 other people to create this project. Now that's all fine and dandy. I can live with a group project class, like, even though it kind of fucking sucked, because, like, we had one group mate who just never showed up, never did anything. But it was whatever. I lived, we survived the class without her really doing much. The issue, however, came with the professor. Oh god. So I've had this professor 3 times now. Like, well, I'd had him 2 times at the time I had taken this class. The last time I had him was last spring. I took his class over gender, culture, and sexuality. Now, you hear that, you think you're gonna be in a class talking about like LGBTQ topics. And we did have like some days of the class where that was our focus. We did talk about LGBTQ plus and like, because it's a cultural anthro class, so not specifically my focus, but I do like cultural anthro. It's a very interesting subsect of anthropology. But I took that class with that professor. It was a discussion-based class, so the class was being led by individuals in the class. So, like, each week someone else would lead a week. I think I did family. I don't know. I presented my week with a person I knew from high school. She was taking the class. But, yeah. So, taking this fucking class with him, the class wasn't bad. Like, that class wasn't bad. It's just, he really didn't put any effort to actually teaching the class. He heavily relied on us, like, leading the discussion weeks. Which, like, is understandable. I've had classes where the students are leading the discussion-based weeks. Like, everyone researches something a different week and they present. Like, I'm used to that. I'm familiar with that kind of shit because, like, it's college. You're gonna have classes that will do that. Not to the level he did, though, because he'd give you, like, a solid... God, it's like 2 weeks worth of reading or some shit. I think there was like 3 reading assignments a week plus oh, apparently that doesn't work. But it was like 3 assignments a week. Or like, not assignments, but like 3 readings a week plus like 2 to 3 videos a week. So you were doing, I think like 12, I think he expected like 12 hours of work from you each week. And this is in the middle of the pandemic, and I'm already, like, I was already burnt the fuck out from like fall semester. Because we didn't get a break until Thanksgiving fall semester. And it got worse in the spring because we didn't get a spring break. So we went back and I didn't get a break until summer. But his class, he didn't really put any effort into actually teaching the class himself. He relied on the students to do their projects, and he'd occasionally like fill in like gaps in knowledge, but otherwise he didn't do much. That was kind of similar as to how he did his class this last semester. Well, we didn't have weeks where the discussion was led by students. Ooh, I want to go over there, because I don't think we've been there. Well, he didn't have weeks where like the discussion was only led by students. He relied heavily on video lectures he had recorded back in fall of 2020. Like, he was heavily relying on like really old video lectures of his to do this homework, like to do these assignments. And then he didn't actually write most of his shit. Or like, he'd give us like at least 1 annotation a week. I think there was like 1 week he gave us 2 annotations, like 2 or 3 annotations. But he always gave us like several readings a week and like on top of everything. Which, like, again, I can live with that shit. I can do, like, several weeks of reading, several weeks of annotations if I have to, like, pass the class. Because, like, I had to do it to pass the class. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But he wouldn't actually, like, teach us the things he, like, was expecting of us. Because I distinctly remember my group had an issue with writing, and not an annotated bibliography, but it's called a, fuck, it's not, it's a, fuck, what is it? A literature review. He had us write a literature review, and his way of explaining how to write a literature review and how a literature review functions was by having us read a article, annotate it, and then expected us to know how to write a literature review. That's not how this shit works. My group had no idea how to actually, like, how to do the literature review after that week. We got hella docked off on our lit reviews every time we turned it in. But we had that happening. Let's see. We also had to write everything in Chicago Author Date, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a very specific writing style you have to use when you're writing, when you're doing anything in, if you do anything in anthropology. Like, anthropology is always written in Chicago Author Date. So, like, this is a very specific thing I have to know. Though I think it's more for, like, I'm not lost, I'm just kind of wandering. I, like, have waypoints. I am a couple thousand blocks from home. I'm just wandering through here. But yeah. He had us writing these fucking bullshit. Okay, I might actually have lost the stairs. Oh, there's the stairs. But, like, the way he was teaching was bullshit, and when my group asked him for help on writing our, like, doing our source citations, which are in Chicago Author Date, because he initially gave us citations, like, gave us just the fucking, I think it wasn't even Purdue OWL. He just gave us this random website on how to write Chicago Author Date. And when we asked him to show us, like, he himself show us how to write the specific style he wants us to write our annotations in, he just gave us more websites. I think I got all the bookshelves. Okay. I'm gonna head on out of here then. But, like, he never actually, like, took the time to, like, answer our question. He was just like, oh yeah, here's another website for you to look at on how to write this specific thing you're asking me to show you how to write. But I'm not going to, I'm just going to give you another link. Yeah, that didn't end well I did manage to get our annotations fixed. And I had our annotations correct on our final project, thankfully. But he never took like the time to really help us. And then, icing on the fucking cake that was this professor in his classes. There was a week. This would have been this would have been mid-November. We were forecasted to have like some pretty severe storms that day, and it was like the same day we had class, so we were technically supposed to be there. Well, most of my group decided they weren't. Actually, no. My whole entire group decided they weren't going to go to class because of the weather. So I didn't go to class that day because I was like, well, why the fuck should I go if none of my group is gonna be there? Like, there's no purpose for me to be there because I'm not gonna be able to do anything without the rest of my group. And so none of us went to class that week. And I think he was replying to an email we sent him because we were asking him about something. And he emailed us back. He sent us 2 emails. One was like answering our question, and the second one was, I'm worried about your guys' group being behind because like none of you were in class this week, blah 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 blah. And like, if we hadn't actively, like, at least 3 of us actively been in class every week and were consistently, like very consistent in getting our assignments turned in, having, like, a general idea of, like, what we were trying to do and everything, I could understand being worried that, oh, we're behind, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not what was happening. We just missed a single, like, all of us just missed a single class because we didn't want to go out in weather, and I wasn't going to go to class by myself because I probably would have just gone off on that professor. He was like, I'm worried you're behind, blah, 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 the other groups, blah, 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 blah. And it took everything in me not to lose my shit. I'd already lost my shit on him. God, it was Halloween. I lost my shit. That's right. So Halloween, he gave us, like, he sent back our graded literature reviews, and oh god, I think he gave my group an F on our lit review. It was just, like, really rude on the lit review in general, and I just kind of lost it. My parents and, like, the few family friends we had over for Halloween just got to listen to me just start yelling because this professor pissed me off so much. Okay, I'm gonna do /home. But, like, this professor, like, had made me lose my mind on, like, a special level because of just how much bullshit he kept pulling with us. Okay, so I got shit I need to throw away. But yeah, it was all of that. It was just like, he just kept not actually teaching his classes is what really got to me. It's just like, it never felt like he actually cared to teach the class what he was supposed to be teaching us. Like, relying way too heavily on annotating articles and everything. It's just, it was bad. It just wasn't fun. It made the class, like, it made attending that class really difficult by the end of the semester because it was just constantly being like, okay, he's not going to actually teach us what I want, like what we need to know to successfully do this. I ripped him apart on evaluations. It was a day. I had fun ripping him apart on evaluations because I was sick and tired of the shit. He was honestly the last, like, truly awful professor I had. Because I don't think I've had... I'm trying to think of the professors I've had the last couple of... Oh! I remember another awful professor I had, and one of my friends also had this professor because my friend is the other half of the anthropology department, which is sociology. And I'm gonna hydrate really quick. Sorry, my mouth is really fucking dry right now. Okay. But, so, taking anthropology, we have like a required amount of required courses we have to take. And one of the classes I was required to take was biological anthropology, which is like focused on biological anthropology is hard to describe. It's kind of like if you were like looking at anthropology through, it's mainly focusing on dead bodies. You're essentially it's kind of like a stepping stone into thing. God, I am brain farting right now. It's like a stepping stone into fucking forensics. Like forensic sciences. Specifically like forensic anthropology. I think a lot of people have, like, I'm more than sure that's a required class, forensic anthro. But I had to take that for my anthro courses. Keep fucking this up. There we go. But it's just like every time, like that class was just actually awful. Because the professor is just not great. I don't think I can smoke this. You know, I can't. The professor would, just was not very good at explaining things in that class. It just constantly felt like I wasn't really learning things. Which seems to be like my constant complaint in classes, but honestly it was pretty true. The other issue was it was definitely a class that needs to be in person, and I was taking it fall of 2020, so it was online only. Like that class never met in person the whole time I took it, which I was fine with, but it made it so like it never, like nothing that happened to that class really got explained to me. which really sucked because I thought it was really interesting in general. So taking that class and like I'm not learning anything, and the professor is just kind of like really shit at actually like giving you help and understanding. She really expects you, like she expects like once she explains it once, you should know like what she's saying, like understand everything. Also, her tests were like ridiculously hard. Like for a 100 level class, her exams were really difficult. Like there really wasn't like study guides for that class either. You just kind of had to hope you didn't fuck up your class, like you didn't fuck up with that class. It was bad. Yeah, had to take that. And I took it. It sucked. And it was just it just felt like I wasn't ever getting anything explained there. Like, if I had taken it with a different professor, I think it would have been fine. And like, I feel that like with a lot of my classes, in all honesty, is like the classes where I like complained the most about, if it was with like a different professor, I could definitely pass it or like enjoy it a lot more. Like, oh my god, okay, another class. I kind of block out some of my worst classes in college after a while. My freshman year, I took a class called LE 100, which is specifically focusing on like leadership and like teaching you like leadership skills, blah 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 blah. It is honestly kind of, it's about as boring as it sounds. And one of the big things in this class is that at the end, or like near the end of the semester, all the students in the class give a presentation over a project called a capstone project. And it's like focusing on like a specific change you want to see happen on campus. My group, our project was over like we did our project on God, what did we do again? Our project was, oh yeah, we were wanting to put fire pits on campus that like students living in the residential halls could use. That was like our whole project. Of course, it's a group project, so I'm of course suffering. The one thing I remember standing out about that class and why I hated it so much, like why I was like constantly losing my shit in that class, was the fact you had to create this poster like for the final presentation, and it was awful. I was the only one working on the final presentation, and the professor was being like really fucking picky on like how this thing was looking. And I was like working on this last minute because like I didn't get the like all of our information until last minute to put on this slide, like to put on this fucking poster, because one of our group mates would, because there was only 3 of us, And one of the guys who didn't live in our hall, because I took that class with everyone who was in that class, well, almost everyone, was living on the same residential hall as I was. So, like, everyone in that class pretty much knew each other and we all lived together. But the guy who didn't one of the guys who didn't was in my group. And the other guy in the group was living on the hall with me. But he was sick when I was trying to finish it, so I really couldn't have him help. So I'm like panicking trying to finish this trying to get this assignment done, like this poster done, so I can get it sent to the guy who's sick, because he was off, so he could actually, because I was at work trying to finish this, but he could actually get it to like the printing place on campus to get the poster printed, whereas I couldn't leave work. But I kept going back and forth with the professor, because every time I sent like in a corrected version, she'd want me to fix something else, or she'd still want me to fix the same thing, to the point that she eventually just fixed the fucking project for us and had us print that off. And the thing that made me most upset was I was putting in so much effort to to get this finished. I was spending like my whole day at work working on this. I put in like a couple hours worth of effort to finish that. And she went, "No, nothing you're doing is good enough. I'm gonna just finish it for you." It was like a big like fuck you moment from her that was like what it felt like. It was like, "Oh, you're trying to do this and you're doing your best, but like you're the only one working on it. Oh yeah, no, fuck you. That's not what happens here." Yeah, it was not fun. I'm still kind of pissed off at that class. Because, like, it was just kind of shit how we got treated by her. But yeah. Okay, we are at an hour and 53 and feel like I'm about to lose my voice. So I think we are gonna call it here. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're new here, I do have a Twitter and a Discord. You can go follow my Twitter and you can join the Discord. I do occasionally pop into my Discord and like chat with people, so it's a great way to talk to me, great way to hang out. Who are we gonna raid? I think I am gonna send us to